Hi, I'm Terry Duncan, and I'm here with my nephew Gents, and we're making cards together. We're so glad you're here with us, and we hope you have fun. Hi, Terry Duncan here with Cut, Color, and Create, and I'm here with Gents, my nephew, who's working with me to learn how to make cards. Gents, I don't think we've told anybody how old you are.
Well, I'm 10 years old.
Okay, so that gives everybody an idea of how long you've been working on cards and creating and that sort of thing. Yeah. So today we're going to do something really exciting, right? We're going to make our pop-up card. So I have a question for you, gents. Have you received all of the supplies that you needed, or are you still waiting on some things?
We're still waiting on some things. We got cardstock and blending brushes. We also got a paper cutter and some markers.
Oh, good.
But
what about a
we
trimmer?
haven't got a paper cutter.
Yes. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. So what I think we'll do today, because you don't have everything, is we'll do a practice card. We'll make the card, but we'll just make it as a practice just in case. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I thought we'd do is start with the supplies. So I'm going to switch cameras so that you can see my workspace. And I'll just go through the different things that we need to make the card. You don't have to write them down. We'll list them in the video, underneath the video. So you can look that up later, and I'll have links there so that you can buy them if you need to. This is the card we're going to make. One thing to note is that we can change this up. If you don't want to arrange the carrots quite that way, or if you want to put your sentiment somewhere else, that's up to you. This is our sample card. And then there's our cute little bunny that pops up when we open it. So that's what we're working towards, right? And so to go through the supplies, we are going to use this stamp set. Okay, and that's from Crafter's Companion. It's the pop-up bunny. I've got it upside down. You can read the sign there. I guess they're all upside down. So that's the stamp set. We're going to use the coordinating die set. And the set really comes with two sets of stamps, one for a bear pop-up and one for a bunny, but we're going to use the bunny for our card. Okay, then the ink we're going to use is a black multimedia. The one I have is called Hero Arts. They used to call it intensified black. Now they just call it intense black. Did you get your black ink?
No.
Okay. So have you decided on a color to use today?
Yeah.
Good.
I've decided on, where is it? Ah, here we go.
Okay, is that just distress ink? Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, perfect. What color is that? Okay. I've got Blueprint Sketch too, so we'll use the same ink for this card. Okay, we also need adhesive. So you're going to need your tape runner.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it.
And in your shipment, did you get some low tack tape? That probably didn't come yet, did it?
No.
Okay,
well, and these markers.
What we may need is some Scotch tape or some painter's tape. Maybe your mom could get that for you while we get started.
We don't have any, but we do have some Scotch tape.
Well, we'll work with that. Okay, that's good. We'll work with that. Okay, next, you have your die cutting machine and its plates. I see it there. Yeah. And markers. I saw that you had some markers there. I think you had a couple of tri-blends. That's fantastic. And I had a green one and a pink one that's a little bit different maybe than what you're using.
Yeah, I've got tan and orange. That's it.
Perfect. Okay. And then your paper trimmer. So the first thing we're going to do is get a piece of cardstock.
Okay.
And get your trimmer ready. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, and I'm going to show you your paper trimmer. So mine is a little bit different than yours because it's a little bit older, but I want to show you some of the functions of it. Okay. So first of
Yeah,
all, yours should have something that pulls out like this.
it's got one.
Did you read up on how to use it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you already know how to use it. All right. Well, so what we want to do is cut a piece 11 inches by 6 inches. Turn it this way and find 6 inches.
Okay.
And then you want to make sure that the top edge, see up here? Oop, you can't see that. The top edge up here is even with the paper. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so you hold the paper with your left hand. You want to move this little cutter thing down to the bottom, down here. And then you just hold it and slide it up. Oh, you are so good. Okay, so you've got your piece of paper cut. Now that's all we're going to need the trimmer for right now. Now, just fold your card in half. Just match these two corners. Fold it in half like that. Just lightly press with your fingers. So you should. Got it? Very good. Okay, next you're going to get your die out.
Let's see.
It's this bunny one that you want. Okay, so Gents could not find his bunny, so we're going to go with the bear die instead. Do you remember what to do with that?
So you take it off.
Carefully
you
remove it, right?
Carefully remove it. Yikes. This adhesive is crazy.
Yep, it's stuck pretty good.
Yep, got it off.
Good. Okay, now next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your Scotch tape and pull off a piece, not too big, and just rub it on your shirt or your pants, maybe your skin. You're going to take off some of the sticky. You don't want it to be sticky at all or very sticky, or otherwise it'll tear your cardstock. So you just want to get some of that fuzz off of your t-shirt or your pants or something on your tape. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, you have that done? Okay, now what you're going to do with your die, the cutting part down, you're going to align these little notches. See those little notches? You're going to align those with the fold line on your cardstock. And you're just going to try to center it in that piece. So just try and get it in the middle there. Can you see that? Where I have it?
Uh-huh.
Just in the center right there. And you want to just take your tape. You might even tear it in half. I can't tear mine. So I'm just going to put one piece, but I'm just going to carefully stick it down a little bit. So next we're going to get our die cut machine. And do you remember the sandwich that you used?
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure. 2 B's and 1 C.
I think it was just 1 B.
Oh, so 1C, 1B, and 1A.
Yes.
Okay.
So your A would be this big fat one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next is, you can put it either way. What I put is the one that I cut into down next. So that would be your A, but it doesn't really matter. And then my tape is not sticking really well, so you have to be careful when you pick it up. You're gonna put your paper with your die on it, and then put the other plate over the top. And then run it through your machine.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I heard a crack.
Oh, that's okay. That means it's working. It's cutting through the paper.
Oh. Okay. Yikes. Yep, looks like it. Yep. It got cut.
Okay, good. Now you want to set your die cut machine aside. And now carefully take your die away. Good job. Now, I created this little cheat sheet. I'm going to try and attach to the video, or I'll put it in our blog. But it helps to kind of figure out how to make these folds. So with the blue ones, we're going to fold up. So with ours looks a little bit different, right? Because it's not the bunny, but you're going to carefully kind of bend here at the feet. Just real carefully. And then the red ones are going to bend back. So that would be right here at the tops of the feet. So you're just going to, again, carefully bend back there at the top of the foot. And then we have another one here at the neck. And that one's going to fold back towards you, right here at the neck. And then up here where it attaches to the head, that folds back. So once you have it kind of folded, then it might be easier if you take it like this and strengthen the fold by just pressing down on those score lines and then kind of helping it fold down. So you're going to fold it right where we folded it before. You're just going to strengthen those folds. So you should be able to fold your card up like that. Want me to do that again? So you're going to take this little placard, and where it folds at the feet, you're just going to push it down to the bottom of the card. And then you're going to fold it at the neck. Help strengthen that fold, and then fold the rest of it down. How'd you do? Awesome. Good job. Very nice. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of cardstock, get our trimmer back out, and we're going to cut a piece 6 inches by 6 inches. Remember how to do it?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you tell us how?
So you take the paper in and put it in the trimmer, and then you get the paper on the line 6.
That's right.
And then so you fold.
Make
So
sure
you-
it's straight across that top bar, right?
Huh?
Sorry for interrupting.
Yep, fold down that little bar thingy
Yeah.
with the cutter on it. And then slide up that cutter
That's right.
all the way to the top.
Now, we can cut this down to 6 inches. That's what I have in the instructions. So why don't we do that? So you would just turn that card again and put it back on the 6-inch line, right?
Yep.
Make sure it's square. That's what you call it when you push it up there and it's even. And then you have a 6x6 piece of cardstock. Good job. Okay, now you can set your trimmer aside. Okay, now we're going to need our stamp. Okay, now that we've both found our stamps, we're going to take the acrylic piece off of the stamp and set it aside. And we're going to use our die again and cut another bear out of this one. So we need another piece of Scotch tape. This one, it doesn't matter where you put it, just as long as it's in the center there. And do you remember what you do with your Scotch tape to make it not as sticky?
Put it on your clothes.
That's right. And then we get our die cut machine back out. And same thing, we put plate A first, the big fat one. And then we put our cutting plate in. And then, and if you have a different machine, you want to follow the instructions from the cutting machine. Next, we're going to put in our paper with our die and put the last plate over the top and then run it through the machine. And I see that I forgot one thing on our supplies list, and that's a scissors. Do you have a scissors handy?
Yep.
Good. Okay, so again, we're going to carefully take that tape off. And this time, we're going to take our scissors. I have a little one. Yeah, yours is about the same size. And what you're going to do is cut it right along that fold line, that score line that the die put in. You're just going to cut right along that line. On both of the feet. Okay, next we're going to cut this little piece up here, right at where it meets the head, right along that score line. Again, right where the die put it on. If it's easier, you can cut it here and then cut it right even with the head. Just like that. Okay, next we're going to need our your Rocca blocks or your acrylic blocks, whatever you're going to use to stamp with. Good job. And let's start with the bear's head. Now we should have our stamp pretty well conditioned, but just in case somebody's joining us that didn't do that with us, you want to make sure that you get all the shiny stuff off of the stamp when it's brand new. It comes in with some leftover material on it, and the ink won't stick to the stamp if you don't do what we call conditioning by rubbing our fingers on it. Now, the other thing that might be helpful is if you see that there's an air bubble underneath the stamp, you can roll it up with your finger and then roll it back down, and that'll help get rid of that air bubble. You can also rub it a little bit with your finger like I'm doing, just to make sure that's down flat. Okay, next we're going to get our ink. And we're going to ink up our stamp real good by just tap, tap, tap all the way around till we're sure that there's a good ink coverage on our stamp. Once you have your ink on your stamp, then you're going to turn over your block and center it over the head on the piece that we just cut and press it down until it meets the paper. And we're just going to let it transfer. We're going to leave it there for a minute to let the ink transfer. And then we'll lift it straight up. You did a very good job. Very nice. Okay, so what do you do next?
Well, if it doesn't look that great, you can take a marker of about the same color and color it in. People won't know the difference.
That is true. But you also want to clean your stamp off, right? So if you have a rag, a Microsoft rag, or some kind of, or a baby wipe or anything like that, you can just wipe it off. Or if you don't have anything right now, you can just set it aside. The only problem is if you don't clean it off, then you'll get ink all over your fingers.
Okay.
So then you remove your stamp. And then next we're going to pick one of these paws, one of these feet. It's the bottom of the bear's feet, just one of them. And if you have a smaller block, you should always use a block that's close to the size of your stamp. And again, we want to condition our stamp, don't we? And then same thing, we're going to ink it up real good. And then this time we're going to put it on one of the feet. And you might see the top of my head here where I get my head down over the, because you should always look right over the top of where you're stamping. Let it transfer a little bit and then lift it straight up. And then we do the same thing with the other foot. Ink it up real good. Then center it over the top of the foot and stamp it. Okay, so you should have 2 feet and a face. Good job. Okay, then we clean off our stamp and put it away. And the next thing we need is one of these paws. And we're going to use the same block that we used before now. And we're going to condition it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a paw on either side of this sign. Okay, so you want to arrange the paw so the little fingers are facing towards the sign. You're just going to center it over the top of that. And it should look like this. Nice. Very nice, gents. And then you're going to ink that stamp up again. Same thing, only on the other side. Nice, very nice. You did a very good job. You're doing a better job than I am. Okay, so now you can put your stamps away for now. Okay, so we just have enough time to do a little bit of coloring, and that'll be enough to finish the class for today. Okay, so what I want you to do is get your tan tri marker out. And have you played with this already?
A little bit.
So you see there's 3 colors, right? And what you want to do is work with the lightest color. So we're going to go with the lightest color first. It's a light tan. Yeah. And you're just going to color all over the face. I usually like to go around the outlines first, so I don't go over them. And then just color the whole thing. I think my marker's kind of dry. And just up to this score line. Don't worry too much if it's uneven right now, because we're gonna color over that again. Let's see, how did you do? Wow, you did a very nice job. Okay, now you're going to take your darkest, the one on the other end. And what we're going to do is right now, our teddy bear looks like it's real flat, doesn't it? So we're going to add a little bit of dimension by adding some shading. Okay, so we're going to do that by just adding the dark in. We're going to create an outline with the dark. You don't have to make it real fat. Just go all the way around the head, just around the outline. Good job. Okay, next, we're going to take that middle color. And we're just going to color. We're going to draw out the dark brown that we had. So we're just going to kind of scribble. And sometimes it helps if you do it in a circular motion. See how we're blending those colors? And it helps to kind of scribble over to get rid of that line between the 2 colors, just with a zigzaggy kind of motion. You just do that all the way around the face. You all done? Okay, now we're going to go back and use our lightest color again, the tan. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw the dark color towards the lightest. So you're just going to do that zigzag again, blending the color. It's kind of like magic, isn't it? How it blends.
Yeah.
And you can even go back almost all the way to the edge, pulling some of that darker brown. And then just go completely across. So you're giving it another coat all the way across the face. And that's just blending the colors together. So it doesn't look like you know, so you don't see the strokes that you've laid down with your color. How'd that go? Nice. Very nice. Nice job. Do you have a pink marker? Did you get any pink?
I got orange.
Well, you could probably use orange. What I was thinking is that it needed a little pink in the ears. If you don't have that, maybe one of your other markers, you could use it if you had a lighter pink. But you can try the orange if you want to. So I'm just going to use the lightest.
I think I've got. Whoa. Yeah, I've got some pink.
Good. So what you want to do is color in the ears just like we did the head, and then just put a little bit of that pink in the center. You know, because it usually there's a little bit of pink in animals' ears. And I like to put a little pink on the cheeks too. And then you can just add in the darker tones just like we did around the face. So the darkest one on the outside, might want to make a thinner line because these are so small. And then this time, instead of using the middle color, just use the light tan again to blend it. Excuse me. Very nice. Beautiful.
Mine was sort of a neon pink.
Well, that's okay. I think it looks pretty good, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we'll just color in both of the paws the same way we did the ears, starting with the lightest color. And we can do the feet also. You just do all those with one color at a time. From here on out, I'm going to speed up the video while I'm coloring. And again, with the paws and the feet, all you need is the darkest one. After you use the lightest one to color it all in, then just use the darkest one. And then go back to the light one again to blend it in. we're going to use the pink again on the feet. Am I going too fast?
No, I'm pretty much with you, just a little bit slower.
Good. So when you get to the feet, you just put a ring of the dark around the outside edges of the feet. And then I'm just going to color this pads in pink. And then I don't know if this will work with your marker because I don't know what kind your pink is, but with alcohol markers, then you could go back over with the light and blend over the top of it. And it just blends it all together, makes his feet look a little.
Mine is crazy art.
Okay, I don't know what kind that is.
It's a washable.
Okay, so that, I don't know if it'll work like that or not, but it'd still look good to have those pink pads, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, that takes us to the end of our time today. And that's a good stopping point, isn't it? So we'll pick up next week where we left off. You can practice if you want when you find your bunny, especially if you want to make some Easter cards. You'll want to be doing that, right?
Okay.
But you'd follow the same steps that we did in this. And,
Okay.
and we'll catch up again next week. All right. Okay, well, being that we only have 1 minute left, I'm just going to say goodbye for now. And see you again in a week, okay?
Okay.
You have fun today?
Bye. Yeah. Really.
Good.
Fun.
Good. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.